The video you are about to see shows the events leading up to the mock crash you guys witnessed yesterday. Our goal is not to scare you by what you have seen, but to show you the impact of what one bad decision can have not only on your life, but your families, friends, and the entire community. Letters were something they would read if they had died. So, and as you know, 3 of them did die, and 1 went to jail. They're very emotional, and the parents also wrote letters that would be what they would say at their child's funeral. So please be respectful as they're reading this.
Today, at court, I killed 4 people. 3 friends and 1 young teenager I didn't know. Today, I lost my girlfriend. I can never get that moment back. I would never be texting and driving again. I'm now a felon. I will be in jail when they bury my friends. I'm not allowed to go to the funerals now. I will be in jail. My dreams in the service are done. I won't get to see my siblings graduate, get married, or see my future nieces and nephews. I made one stupid decision. Alyssa, I love you. I'm so sorry that you are dead now because of me. I will have to live with this forever. I will always love you and never forget you. Dawn, today I made a bad decision. Because of that, you no longer have a daughter. It's my fault, as I just didn't think through my decision. And I knew Alyssa was not wearing a seatbelt. I thought, no biggie. Things like this didn't happen to me. Things like this didn't happen to anyone around me. I thought they were just on TV. I will live with this guilt forever. I'm sorry. Todd and Shauna, today I gave your James a ride. Never thought of the outcome of my choices. I took away the only child you will ever have. You're so full of energy and kindness. Please forgive me. Kristen, today I allowed Hayden to use her dad pen while I was driving in my car. I knew it was wrong, but I didn't want to make her embarrassed by saying something. I should have stood up for what I knew was right, but I didn't want to be embarrassed. I just wanted everyone to think I was cool. To the family of the other young teenager, today I took your daughter away from your life. It was my fault. You never saw it coming, just as I did not. I'm sorry. Dad, I can never outfish you again or hunt with you again, probably for a long time. I tried my whole life to make you proud, but I guess that will never happen, as I know you have lost faith in me. You were a great dad, and this should not reflect on you. I know you did your best to not do any of these things and teach me not to do them. But like most teens, I did not listen, and now I'm paying for my consequences. Dad, I love you. Nicole, I was just a toddler when you came into my family. You treated me like your own son. I love you for that. You taught me not to judge others. Alec, you were my only brother who has truly been there for me every day of my life. It's because of you I do what I do. You were patient with me and taught me everything you knew. I loved fishing with you, duck hunting with you, and this sucks. I will miss being the best man at your wedding. I will miss seeing the nieces and nephews. Burnett, don't dwell on this too much. I will be back one day as your brother, as long as you can forgive me for what I've done.
Yesterday was a day that all of our lives have changed forever for a decision our son made. First of all, as parents of the driver responsible for this horrific accident that caused the pain to so many, we're sorry to all the families and victims. We cannot begin to imagine the pain everyone's going through for the loss of their loved ones. As a parent, we always wonder if we're teaching our children everything they need to know in life to prepare them. We wonder if we did something wrong for the decision our son made. Ashton's life is now forever changed. He had his whole life ahead of him. He had only 30 days left of school with such an accomplishment to graduate. He had plans to serve our country and join the Army. Ashton now will miss out on a life worth living, and the guilt and shame will likely be experienced forever. Up until the decision he made to drive under the influence and distracted, we're so proud of Ashton for everything he had accomplished. He had always been so good and we've been so proud of him for who he was. He was a hard worker, always willing to help anyone. We knew he would never intentionally hurt anyone, and we know this is hard on him. Decisions like this can happen to anyone. Ashton will now be spending time in prison, miss out on his life he had planned, where the day he would be in the military and making a living where he could travel, fish, and hunt. He will miss out on 6 siblings' lives. His grandparents will now age and will not be there for all the moments with family. He had plans for a new truck one day along with other toys such as snowmobiles, boats, and 4-wheelers. Now that will be gone, with one life being ruined because of his irresponsible decisions. Ashton, I know you're better than this. I will never understand why you would make a decision like this. I guess peer pressure and trying to fit in will make you do stupid, life-altering things. I know everyone does things like this at a young age, and that some get lucky and learn important lessons and alter their lives, while others do things that can't ever take back, change the course of their lives and others' lives forever. And all that's left is to pay your debt for the rest of your life. I've trusted you up to this point, and I've been proud of the man you've become.
And directly to you, Ashton, I want you to know how this hurts me so much to see you have caused pain in others and now to live with that guilt and shame. Ever since I met your dad when you were a little boy, you've had a heart of gold and would do anything to help someone. You may be my stepson, but I love you like you're mine. Before this accident, I trusted you with my life. You've been there for me and your dad when we've needed you and for your siblings. I've been preparing myself for you to graduate and enter the world, but this was something we could not prepare ourselves for. My heart is shattered as I wonder what I could have taught you differently to think before you would drive under the influence and be distracted, resulting in the death of others. Now that you enter prison, I will miss making you dinners, hearing your jokes, seeing you with your beloved cat Venison, your bear hugs, your smile, and most of all, the life you have ahead of you.
Today I died. I was distracting the driver and other passengers with my music and dancing, and I saw Ashton on the phone, and I didn't want to say anything. I chose not to say anything. I knew you were high, but so was I, so how could I judge you, Mom? Today I died. And I didn't get to tell you that you are the strongest person I know. You are also the best mom in the world. To me, you are not just my mom, but my best friend. Our relationship is irreplaceable, and you will forever be my favorite person in the world. I'm going to miss our playful arguing and watching movies together. Car seat. Today I made a bad decision. I'm so sorry. I will miss our nap times together and playing with the cats. Though, I personally think that Nugget should be mine. Just kidding. I love you, Sissy. Blake, you and Monica are so wonderful. I could always count on you for anything I need. Thanks for all you did for me. The best thing about you, though, is Skylar, Callie, and my love. JC. You are the greatest big sis. I love how similar we were. I really loved listening to music with you. Carsey and JC, when you guys have kids someday, please remember to tell them about how cool of a person I was and make them watch all the Harry Potter movies. Dad, today I died, and you never got to know how cool of a person I became, and I'm sorry for that. Mom, make sure you tell my friends and our family that I love them so much, and I will always be watching over them.
Here comes the ugly tears, guys. Aiden, today you died. My whole world felt like it collapsed in front of me. Everything happens for a reason. Anyone who knows me well has at some point heard me say these words when I was going through hard times, but man, am I struggling with that today. I don't know what reason there could possibly be for me to be writing a eulogy for my daughter. Children should be writing these for their parents, not me. Not now, not for my 18-year-old baby girl. Aiden, my sweet girl, in exactly 1 month, I'm supposed to be watching you graduate high school. Instead, I'm here trying to find words to say goodbye. You had your whole life ahead of you with endless opportunities. It seems so unfair you were robbed of it so soon. You had such a magnetic personality. From the time you were born, everyone that met you fell in love with you, and you made new friends everywhere we went. You were so loving. Your love for animals, your love for your family, and your extra special love for your mommy. My heart is shattered. To think I'll never get another phone call from you hearing you speak to me. Or be able to have another parking lot karaoke performance to our favorite Titanic song. What I wouldn't give to have the moments back. What I wouldn't give to watch a Harry Potter movie marathon right now, and I wouldn't even complain about it. You brought so much joy into my life, Hayden. I hope you know how beautiful you have always been to me, both inside and out. I'm so blessed to have been your mother. And I hope you remember forever and ever that you're safe in my heart. And my heart will go on.
Today I died, and I wish I could have told my parents I loved them one more time. I wish I could have hugged you one more time, Mom and Dad. I also wish my grandparents, aunts, and uncles I could have told them how much I appreciate you and how much you've done for me, and thank you for all of it. If I had only told Ashton to put his phone down and Alyssa to buckle up and Hayden to not vape, if only. Mom and Dad, I know sometimes it seems like I don't want to be with you guys, but I really love every moment of it. I wish I could take back all the negative things I've said in the past. I'm sorry. I look forward to all of the weekends with our family time. Thank you. Mom, wow, where do I start? I love Christmas and your pancake finished pancake that taught me to keep an open mind. I don't have to agree, but I always have to keep an open mind. Thank you. I wish I could have gone for one more walk through the woods with you. Just talked with you. I wish I could have seen you. I wish you could have seen me get my driver's license so you'd have to experience my driving. Dad, this is hard. There is so much to do with you still. I wish I could go for one more hunt with you. Thank you for teaching me. Thank you for teaching me to hunt and make sure I shoot to kill. I wish I could have spent more time fishing, so I wanted to outfish you. Mostly, Dad, I wish you could have seen me do the skidoo race team. I would have made you proud. Mostly, I miss our yearly camping trip as a family. I love those and sitting by the fire and playing with the fire. Grandma and Grandpa, I wish I was still here to help you around the house with chores. Grandma, I love your goulash and homemade chocolate chip cookies. I will really miss those. I wish you could have done more fishing and hunting. Life is so short. I really never realized till now. I wish every minute of life is important and too important to man at each other.
Our sweet, sweet James, how we wanted and prayed for you. When we heard your first cry, we were so thankful to receive this precious gift of parenthood, something we were not sure would ever happen. Your first year was a bit of a sleepless blur. The doctors called it a bad case of colic, but we were sure it was your frustration of determination to be mobile and independent. We had many moon and star-filled nights with you in our arms, pacing the driveways that seemed the quiet northwoods and fresh air soothed you to sleep the best. Not much of your life has been spent indoors, no matter what the season. From infancy to toddler years, your best naps were in the stroller during our walks in the woods, in your wagon while I'd do the farm chores, and even on the cold days of winter, I'd wrap you in the sheep's wool rugs and tuck you in the pulk and pull you from my skis to the woods. You were always so fiercely independent. From pulling yourself up on a horse at 3, learning to ride a bike forget training wheels, driving gas-powered 3- and 4-wheelers, dirt bikes at age 4, to paddling your own kayak at age 5, even running a mini rapids with the biggest grin on your face. You were also the kindest and sweetest kid. You didn't like when people or animals were sad or hurt, and were always coming up with solutions to remedy the trouble. In school, your teachers would tell us often how you'd go sit or play with the kids sitting by themselves, or how you'd cheer up the kid getting picked on by others, even if it sometimes came with the price of kids then picking on you. But you always said you didn't care what they said, because you didn't like mean people. You loved us reading books to you and always loved to be included in whatever we were doing. If I was working horses, you were often nearby watching to see that I was safe, keeping me company, and later telling me that the horses, what a good job they did. Whenever we would be doing something you enjoyed most, for the longest time, you'd say to us, "One more again," with a huge hopeful smile we rarely declined. As you grew more independent, you'd ride your bike and later wheelers to town. People recognized us as your parents and would often tell us little stories of what they witnessed of you. You'd see some working in their yard or open garage and just strike up a conversation with them or offer to help. No one was ever a stranger to you, and you made many friends. We were so very proud of this amazing human we got to call ours. Store clerks would often mention how polite you were and would often hold doors open or offer to help carry things out for people with their arms full. Your Fensky grandparents will miss watching your motor stunts in the driveways, stopping to visit or helping out with things, and playing with your youngest cousin, Hollis and Rudy, who absolutely adored you. You really enjoyed working in the Fensky family tree service. You grew up watching every move Uncle Casey and Grandpa Sheldon made, and were especially mesmerized by their felling of huge, complicated trees. You often said that someday you wanted to do that. Only 3 months older than you, Cousin Josh was so much like a brother to you growing up. You both first learned to share your toys with one another. Your first sleepovers away from home was at each other's house. Our family adventures bumming around Duluth in the museums, wheeler trips in the woods, snowmobiling to Cool Lake Shack for Polish picnics, grandma camp with Grandma Jan, going to the adventure park, and camping and exploring. We never worried about you being an only child, because you and Josh were so close. You were each other's first best friend. You were so happy in this new school and made many wonderful friends, both students and staff. The school provided so many experiences, like the Tall Ship sailing trip, that encourage you to really be who you are and to follow your dreams and goals. We wish so bad this day would never have come, that you all would have made better decisions. We wish you would have told Ashton to leave his phone alone, just like how you were always correcting my driving mistakes, rolling stops. We wish so bad you would have spoken up. We know how much you loved your friends and would have done anything to prevent this had you seen it coming. The goodness of your heart would always forgive others, and we know you would want us to forgive Ashton. We do forgive Ashton and pray that love and forgiveness can someday ease his pain too. There will forever be a huge piece of me missing that nothing else can fill. I will miss not seeing you go to prom this year and not graduating from high school, and especially not seeing the young man I know you are. I will miss one last hug. We knew James was destined to do great things, and now we'll never know what might have been. What we have to remember him by will keep him alive in our hearts, our sweet James. If only I could hear just one more again, or I love you, Mom.
I remember when you were small and I took you on snowmobile and wheeler rides wrapped in my arms or in a harness, falling asleep to the hum of the motor. I was always in such awe at how fast you learned to do things and how to fix things. I remember when I was working on a project or a machine, you were right there asking questions and handing me tools. Whenever we would do something you enjoyed most, for the longest time, you'd say to us, "One more again," with a huge hopeful smile we rarely declined. You spent a lot of time at Grandma and Grandpa Schultz's growing up while we were at work. You would entertain them by going to the junkyard and collecting tires to build forts and hills with, or just simply to roll around even though they were often twice the size of you. You would also pull apart and put together old riding lawn tractors and such. We often wondered why we would even buy toys from the stores when you much preferred junkyard collections. At 5 years old, you knew what a carburetor was, how it worked, and even showed us. You were always my adventure buddy, my sidekick. You lived for camping and anything outdoors. From the time you were born, we enjoyed wandering the woods with you, often hunting grouse or deer. You had to work so hard as a 3-year-old to keep up, climbing over deadfall trees or going up steep hills, but you wouldn't have it any other way. You just holler, "Wait for me," when we got too far ahead. The birds were nearly as big as you, but you would insist on carrying them anyways. As you grew older, you impressed us with your hunting skills. You always wanted to be sure of a good clean shot, and you were good at providing a meal. Every fishing opener, we'd gather at the fishing spot with family and friends and soon learned you were not going to be the kid that got bored even when the fish weren't biting. You would keep yourself busy feeding sticks to the fire, watching yours and everyone else's lines, laughing and playing with your grandpa and uncles, or curled up in the grass on a pile of flannel shirts, taking a nap until you heard someone reeling one in, and you'd already be grabbing the landing net. Before you were big enough to walk the deer drives, you were excellent company to Grandpa Tommy in the stand and helped him eat his chocolate pudding cups and drink his coffee. I always said to you, "I'll teach you how to do it, but I won't do it for you." You learned well on this advice and also applied it with your friends. It was so fun watching them learn how to do something you taught them and how excited they were. One of your favorite end of summer events was the annual Schultz family camping on or near Labor Day weekend. Your cousins especially will miss you boating, swimming, playing, eating, and watching movies on the big outdoor movie screen. When you were 11, Uncle Casey was the first to put a chainsaw in your hands and assist you in your first cuts on an old white pine he just felled. Soon after, I put you to work practicing your tree felling skills around the yard, and you became our firewood cutting partner. Your Uncle Casey was also the first to put you on the Arctic Cat Kitty Cat before I could get you on a skidoo at just 4 years old. You mimicked everything you saw him do: side-hilling skilies, whipping cookies, water skipping huge spring puddles, and how to get unstuck. Throughout the years, he always made sure you were keeping interest by dropping off random machines, gifts of snowmobile belts and parts, oil, wheeler tires, and gas. James, you were only 15, soon to be 16 on your golden birthday in August. You were looking forward to your new job doing construction once school let out, saving your money for when you passed your driver's test. You have been waiting forever to be old enough to compete in your first demolition derby, which would have been this year. You had so many great things to look forward to, things we looked forward to seeing you do. You had your first taste of Hillcross and showed us you have great potential as a competitor. You already had plans to put the advice you learned to good use and make improvements on your machines. You had so much potential. I will miss the quiet walks in the woods, setting up our deer stands, our snowmobile rides, and your helping hand. You will never get the chance to outfish me. You were destined for greatness. I will miss not seeing you graduate or seeing you race the big race. What we have to remember him by will keep him alive in our hearts. Our sweet James, if only we could have just one more again.
Mom, today I died. I chose not to buckle up, even though you told me so many times. I would do anything to give you one more hug, and I would make sure it was the biggest one. Hug too. You mean the world to me. You are one of the strongest people I know. You are one of a kind, and you always put your kids before yourself. I will miss getting advice from you and you listening to my problems. You were always so good at listening. You were there for me in the good and bad times. I will always remember the support you gave me throughout my life, and I will especially miss watching scary movies together. I love you, Mom. Ashton, today I died, but I forgive you. I think about our days together and how easily I could forget about my problems when I was with you. I was always at peace around you. I remember how we would laugh and how we would talk. I know that you made a mistake and know the consequences of the accident. I want you to know that I'll always care for you no matter what. I know that it's a tough time for you, but I'll always be watching over you and I'll always be by your side. I hope you'll be able to find peace and make amends. I hope that you can find the strength and courage you need to be able to forgive yourself. You are capable of great things, and I will always love you.
Alyssa, today you died. Your death is a tragedy that I will never get over. A part of me will be forever empty and missing. The day you were born was the most magical and happiest day of my life. And now the day you were taken away from me is the most heartbreaking. You are the most absolute perfect daughter and the one thing in this world that I know I got right. You are the most caring, compassionate, and gentlest soul I have ever known. The world was a better place with you in it. Your heart was so pure. There was so much about you to love. In the 18 years you lived, you have brought so much love and happiness to all those around you. I wish you would have worn your seatbelt. Why? How many times have I told you to always buckle up? It is just not fair that you have been taken from us. Just as your life was about to start, you would have done so much good in this world. My heart will ache for and miss you every day. And your dogs, River and Raven, will never stop waiting for you to come home through that door with your beautiful smile and cheerful hugs and kisses.
Today you've heard from your classmates, you've witnessed true emotion from them, and I see it with some of you too. And yesterday we saw the accident. Mock crashes are a dramatic presentation to educate teens and parents about true consequences of making poor driving decisions. When you see your friends and peers carried out in body bags, another being handcuffed and taken to jail, it hits home. It's a strong message that aims to influence your driving choices, especially at such a potentially dangerous time on the road. If today's speeches make a difference or get through to just one of you today, I will be happy. If this makes you stop and say, I'm not going to answer the phone call today or text message until you are pulled over, great. If you choose not to drive drunk or impaired from drugs, thank you. The life you save may be your own or that of your friends and family. Many of you have said that VCS is your second family. I have heard that often between all of you. Well then, as one of your school moms, please think before driving impaired or on your phone, please. The future is up to you. It's all about choice. Every day you make choices. Please think before you get behind the wheel.
So I didn't prepare a speech. What I can tell you guys, as you saw yesterday and today, your decisions make a huge impact. Every decision is a consequence, whether it's positive or negative. I hope today, from yesterday, you guys take a little bit of what you saw and have that in the back of your mind next time you want to text and drive. Smoke, vape, take a drink of an alcoholic beverage before you get behind the wheel. Unfortunately, I've seen too much of this mock crash. This for me is all too real. I've seen too many of these crashes, and if I can prevent one and help prevent one, then it's worth it to me. So hopefully you guys take this today and just remember the impact that it's made and take that with you the rest of your life for the decisions that you make.
Guys, as parents, we have to say how proud we are of you guys.
Everybody.
Absolutely, absolutely amazing. This was a very difficult and challenging thing as parents to go through. You don't know what you're getting into until you're already into it and you're feeling every bit of it. And we look at all of you guys. You guys have all this bright, beautiful future. Just powerful. You guys, don't risk this. This hurts. And Carla, Officer Dan, wow. Wow.
The work that you guys put into this,
Amazing.
Carla, when this started, how many months ago? I was terrified. I mean, it was months that she first came to me with this, and I had a lot of doubt, and I didn't know if I could make it through it. She's pushing.
And supportive.
Very
too.
supportive.
She had chocolates ready for us. I mean, we needed tissues and we needed encouragement. And Carla, every step of the way, no matter what hour of the day, even at night, if you have any questions, if you just need support, call me. And she was right there, right there. We're so thankful. This was difficult, and we're proud that you pushed us too to get through this. That you knew we could do this.
It's definitely out of the comfort zone, Carla, for real, but I'm so glad you stuck to it and you did what you guys did. I think the message, I hope that all you guys take away from this was worth all the sleepless nights and the endless tears and the headaches and the I don't know if I can do this. I know if you guys don't get as much out of it, I know
We did.
our kids, it made us closer.
Yes. Can you explain how last night was for you? I'm not sure if we know that you didn't get to see your kids.
The kids didn't come home.
It was an impact to us, we're riding on emotion through all of this, and then witnessing this accident scene and seeing your kids, even with the amazing makeup artists, amazing. It was so real. To go home and your child's bedroom's empty, and you don't wake up to the good morning, making breakfast. I mean, it's just empty. It's empty. Your parents, none of your parents ever want to feel this, ever. Any of you guys. Think about it. Okay? A lot of you will be getting driver's license soon too. Think about this. It's just, none of us ever want to go through this in real life. Ever.
And I personally cuddled Hayden's favorite stuffed animal that she's had since she was a little baby. Until I woke up this morning still clenched onto it. So it was heart-wrenching. And I'm glad this was pretend, but it was the message.
This was an eye-opener. It was powerful, you guys. It does.
But I'm glad I get to take her home.
Yes.
So in approximately a week to 2 weeks, hopefully before prom, we are going to have a video for you guys to see that will show all of the events and how it all occurred. So we're going to go through each of the kids and kind of what happened. James was severely injured and taken away by ambulance, and he was pronounced dead at the hospital, where his parents yesterday had to pick him up and get the death notice. Not pick him up, but get the death notice. Alyssa, as you could tell yesterday, died on the scene, on the roof of the car, and her parents are getting the death notice today, actually. Ashton was taken to the hospital to fix his wounds and then was put in jail. And Hayden died at the scene. All these kids last night, yesterday morning, they came in at 8 o'clock when you guys went to school. They came in, we met at a location, and they handed me their phones willingly. They knew that that was part of the deal. And then, we'll talk about that still, Ashton. And then got makeup on, and they stayed off of all social media to make sure that this seemed a little bit more real to you guys. Last night we were in a hotel away from their parents. They did not let me sleep. Just letting you know. And some human that was sitting in jail, supposedly, put a creepy baby that we're going to have nightmares about for a lifetime outside my bedroom that I had to walk into in the morning. They would love to discuss this with you afterwards. If you would like to discuss this with them, we have counselors in the back of the room. Jackie and Barb, raise your hands. And we want to thank all the police, everybody. There's a thank you back there on the board. You can know that. That's going to be in the paper. You got to stand up. You got to come up here. This is the makeup extraordinaire. She volunteered all of her time. She did awesome.
I think that the kids did amazing.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, she did a great job on the makeup. All the makeup that was purchased, everything that was done for this entire event, hotel rooms, food, everything, has been 100% donations. We have not paid a penny for any of this. No school money went to any of this. This was all done. Even the filming is being done. And let's just give the kids one more round of applause. Thank you. Each of the kids had wanted to come up here as a group, right? Yep. And kind of share what they felt yesterday after the event. They decided this last night, so they're going to talk about that.
So when we were all asked to come and help do this, we all had the same thing in mind. It'd be cool, it'd be fun. But when we actually got there and started doing it, it started to become a lot more real and a lot more scary. Getting hauled away in ambulances, on the stretcher, hearing the scream of a mother watching her child die. It's all real and it does happen. We don't want to see any of you like that. So, just take this one to the heart, please. Coming from me. Come on.
It felt all too real. Being put in a body bag, being carried out, felt way too real. Being dragged out of the car, too real. So think what you do, especially while driving.
It felt fun when you're about to do it and lining up for it and that kind of stuff, but as soon as you got there, it felt like it began to be real. Like, you felt emotion, like you're scared, adrenaline, and then having the EMT and the emergency room right next to you and talking to you like you were actually dying, it really kind of got to you. You don't want to see any of you like that.
You guys pretty much said what I was gonna say, so